Justin Acui in the circle of life. Look who's back, Devin. Don Jenver.
Oh!
Glorious return.
Welcome back.
Even Bubba's getting in on the act. In case you don't know, Courtney, Bubba chased off all the P1s, including Don Jenver, who doesn't even call the show. But Don stopped tweeting the show, and we were like, that might have actually been the biggest.
That was a death knell
What
for us.
did you say to him that made him go away?
It's a long story. We don't have time for that.
Yeah, nothing really.
But anyway, Don Jenver says, and this is back on the favorite topic that we love. What do they call the bread that they sell for hot dogs? Wheat?
Bun.
White? Sweet rolls? No, they're called hot dog buns because it's not a sandwich bread. Another excellent point along the lines of why hot dogs are not sandwiches. Just saying. It's an excellent point overall. Honestly, not many other people came that strong today. It's too bad.
I mean, it's such a scintillating take that we had earlier that it kind of broke the internet, I guess.
Right. No, there were a lot of people that, you know what? Yeah. You know what? I'm just glad. I'm glad that we made it back. I am traveling tonight. I'm getting in late. What I'm worried about, honestly, is that it's going to be one of those deals where there's a lobby bar and I walk in to check in and it's like late at night, just late enough for that it's going to be popping, and then there's going to be the gravitational pull.
No, you don't need to be worried about that. Get in your room and go to bed. What are you talking
I know.
about?
This happens though, Devin.
Clinton's talking about peer pressure. He's saying that he is not above the rest of us. He may be mentally stronger than most.
Right.
But when it comes to peer pressure at the Super Bowl and seeing people you haven't seen in a while.
I've seen this happen.
Listen, I understand.
You know? It goes down. I'm not like Bubba, just popping up out of nowhere and not telling my friends where I'm going.
Oh, we're still on that.
The circle of life is closed. No, we're not on that. All right, what's on the menu?
We have a loaded day today, literally. Nice. And Courtney, she'll be here tomorrow. Hopefully this menu reflects her arrival. I'm kind of worried it might not.
I don't think it will.
You'll be in Bristol tomorrow, you mean?
Yes. Courtney will be in Bristol tomorrow.
I go to the opposite direction everybody else is going.
We got loaded breakfast fries. I'm just going to read the description here. Crispy French fries loaded with scrambled eggs, caramelized onions, mixed cheese, peppers, tomatoes, shaved steak, and chipotle mayo. Oh, wow.
You're going to need a full-on nap after that,
absolutely.
not a snoozle.
Yeah. We got a Creole chicken Caesar po' boy. Sounds delicious. A pasta station, as always, on Tuesdays. Roasted sweet potato salad, old-fashioned chicken noodle soup, and a beef barley soup today. Pretty good day.
Love that.
Beef barley, perfect for a cold day.
Good winter soup.
That might be the best actual menu we've seen yet.
It's
top
up there.
To bottom.
It's up
There's
there.
no MTJ, though.
No MTJ.
Darn, I really wanted one of those.
It'll be here tomorrow. Don't worry.
All right, Court. Get some rest. Appreciate it. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. The Rich Eisen Show is up next. This has been Clinton and Friends. I'll see you on Radio Row, kiddos. Have a good day. Goodbye.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text BILL to 231231 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text BILL to 231231. That's BILL to 231231. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
This is a Pirate Radio Sports Break. I'm Shirley Rhodes. East Carolina senior guard Jordan Riley has been named the American Conference Player of the Week, according to an announcement from the conference yesterday. Riley is coming off a pair of sensational games last week, averaging 36 points per game on 50% shooting from the floor. He scored a career-high 37 points on Wednesday, followed by a 35-point performance and a huge road win on Sunday. Riley and the Pirates return to the hardwood on Saturday when they host Temple inside Minges Coliseum at noon, and the game will be televised on ESPNU. And coming up at noon, it is a fresh edition of the Brian Bailey Show. Brian's guests will include Clemson head baseball coach and East Carolina alum Erik Bakich, and the big guy, Matt Maloney, who recently announced his retirement from the Pirate Club, will be live in the studio to discuss his career with ECU Athletics. This has been a Pirate Radio Sports Break. I'm Shirley Rhodes.
Do you want to get rid of wrinkles? How about tighten or lift your skin? Want a smoother skin texture or get rid of brown spots? Combining personalized treatments, expert training, and a deep passion for skin health, Beauty Bar MediSpa is dedicated to enhancing your skin and boosting your confidence from the inside out. Contact the licensed professionals for a free consultation and ask about their newest technologies and treatments. Beauty Bar MediSpa on Red Banks Road in Greenville. Enjoy your visit. Love your transformation.
Avast Pirates, it's Lindsay Gray with Carolina Caliber. 2026 has set sail and a new year means new gear. Take advantage of our end-of-year markdowns. You'll find major deals all throughout the store through the month of January. And don't forget, January means out with the old and in with the new. Loyal and bold, we'll buy your guns and gold. Start your year smart by trading treasures with us. Shop online or stop by Carolina Caliber on Fire Tower Road in Winterville. It's a time-honored tradition.
Looking for the perfect getaway? Discover Washington, North Carolina, where small town charm meets waterfront adventure. Stroll along the scenic waterfront, explore unique shops and local restaurants, or kayak the Pamlico River at sunset.
From family fun to romantic escapes, Washington has something for everyone. Plan your next trip today at visitwashingtonnc.com and experience why they call it the original Washington.
Visit us in Washington. Your escape starts here.
Celebrate Mardi Gras now through February 15th at Basil's on Fire Tower Road in Greenville. Basil's new specialty menu is full of great New Orleans flavor like Cajun fried shrimp po' boys, jambalaya, pizza muffaletta, and fried cheesecake. Come by today and every day until February 15th for Mardi Gras food and fun at Basil's. And if you want to order off the regular menu too, that is always available for lunch and dinner. Eat local, drink local at Basil's, your community restaurant and pizzeria on Fire Tower Road in Greenville. Basil's, Pirates supporting Pirates.
This is Dr. Anthony Skellick from Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center. Our practice has been caring for the athletes of ECU and the residents of Eastern North Carolina for more than 35 years. Whether it's treatment for your sports injury or it's time for that joint replacement, Orthopedics East provides the latest in operative and non-operative orthopedic care. We also offer on-site physical therapy and MRI services, as well as walk-in urgent care on the weekends from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Call us at 757-BONE or visit us online at orthoeast.com and go Pirates!
When it comes to building or remodeling your home, every detail matters. Hi, this is Kathy Herring with KDL Construction, and we believe great design begins with careful planning and ends with flawless execution. With open communication and a true partnership mindset, we guide you through every step, turning your vision into reality. Our goal, to deliver more than a building project. We create an experience that is seamless, stress-free, and inspiring. Visit KDLConstructionLLC.com to start your transformation today. KDL Construction, your vision, our craft.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. The following is an exclusive presentation of Pirate Radio, the voice of the pirate nation. This is Eastern North Carolina's longest-running sports radio call-in show. The Brian Bailey Show is on the air. The Brian Bailey Show on Pirate Radio is brought to you by
Bojangles, Bostic Sugg, Michelob Ultra, East Coast Grading, DriveHereNow.com, Greenville Utilities, Papa John's, Pepsi, Taft and Hagler, The Rick House, and Tiebreakers.
And now, here's Brian Bailey.
Happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome into our show. It's Super Bowl week, and we've got a super show for you coming up. We're going to talk baseball first. We're going to head down to Clemson, South Carolina, to talk to the former Pirate star, Erik Bakich. He's the head coach of the Clemson Tigers. We're going to talk to him for about 15 or 20 minutes. And then a special treat, Matt Maloney, the big guy, the assistant AD for Major Gifts at East Carolina. He announced his retirement last week, and he's going to come into the studio, and we're going to head down memory lane with some of his best memories in his 36 years at East Carolina University. What a servant Matt Maloney has been, the original big guy. All right, Erik Bakich starts our show off, and it's coming up for you right after this.
It doesn't matter if you're running drills at the park, playing pickup on a Saturday, or sinking the final putt. When you compete with your friends with Michelob Ultra on the line, competition isn't that friendly. The trash talk, next level, and the stakes, oh, those are crystal clear. With only 95 calories and superior smooth taste, it's the ultimate trophy. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025, Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
After years in the making, the new Papa John's Pan Pizza recipe is ready. Introducing a new pan pizza with edge-to-edge cheese and toppings, a crispy garlic Parmesan crust, and 6 cheeses. It's the perfect balance of a soft, fluffy interior dough and a crispy crust. You'll agree this pan pizza was worth the wait. Order the new pan pizza today from your local Papa John's. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
Hi, I'm Ken Hagler of Taft Hagler. We're proud to be sponsors of the Brian Bailey Show and the Pirate Nation on Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation. If you've been injured on the job or due to someone else's negligence in an automobile collision, call us at 752-2000 for a free consultation with experienced professionals who care. Go Pirates!
North Carolina State Parks invites you to enjoy camping your way. With the weather changing, booking your own cabin is the perfect solution for your camping getaway. Reserve campsites or cabins today at Jones Lake, Goose Creek, and Cliffs of the Neuse. Whether you enjoy traditional camping or air-conditioned cabins that can be rented with Wi-Fi, your next adventure can include hiking, beautiful scenery, and sunsets by the campfire. For information on booking a cabin, visit ncparks.gov.
Hey, Pirate Nation, this is Dixon Williams, and the best place to go for custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items is University Sportswear. University Sportswear hit a home run for me when I needed my custom shirts. From start to finish, University Sportswear provided superior customer service and a quality product that cannot be beat. If your business, organization, or event needs t-shirts or promotional help, then you need University Sportswear. Visit universitysportswearenc.com for contact information. Go Pirates.
Miss Shirley, play my dad's commercial now.
Okay, Lincoln, you got it.
Looking for the best ride on 4 wheels? I'm Brian Harris with 360 Golf Carts in Greenville. From parts to sales to service, we've got you covered with E-Z-Go, Club Car, and rugged utility carts ready to roll. Locally owned and operated, we'll even deliver right to you. Come see me on Highway 43, just past D.H. Conley High School, or visit 360golfcarts.com.
360 Golf Carts, pirates supporting pirates. Arr!
This is Chandler Honeycutt from Pirate Radio Live, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to The Brian Bailey Show, powered by Greenville Utilities, providing reliable utility solutions to the Greenville region since 1905. Now, back to the show.
Hi, welcome back to our show on this Tuesday. We want to welcome to the show Erik Bakich, the former Pirate back in 99 and 2000, currently the head baseball coach of the Clemson Tigers. Coach Bakich, how are you?
I'm great, Brian. How are you? Go Pirates. Let's go, baby.
Go Pirates. You know, I have this vision that one of these days the NCAA is going to send East Carolina to Clemson as a 2 seed or send Clemson to East Carolina as a 2 seed. And we're going to see Clemson, East Carolina, Cliff Godwin, Erik Bakich, Nick Schnabel, all of the combinations thereof. That would be great, wouldn't it?
That would be absolutely terrible in the atmosphere. It would be better if East Carolina, Clemson, and UCLA all met up at the end. That's what we need to hope for there, Brian.
There you go, Bryant Ward out at UCLA, and that would certainly be something out in Omaha. Man, I didn't even go that route, but that would be unbelievable to have all of you guys in Omaha, and you have Keith LeClaire on your mind, I'm sure. How often do you think of Coach LeClaire, Coach?
Every day. I mean, Coach Schnabel and I wear number 23, and we do that just like CG does and just like Bryant Ward does to honor Coach LeClaire and continue his inspiration and continue his legacy. So every day I put on a baseball uniform, he's on the front of my mind, and that happens to just be every single day.
Yeah, that's it's really something when you think about it. And you know, those of us that had a chance to live, you know, with Keith LeClaire as the head coach, and then, you know, when you guys moved on to other things, and he's still there for several years after that, but to watch, you know, he obviously was not feeling well. He obviously was going downhill, and just the whole thing was just so tragic. And then going to visit him through the ALS fight, and what a fight he put on, and just everything that he did with the devotionals he would send out via email, and he just, in more than baseball, he just led us all, didn't he?
Well, we talk about it all the time, actually, and we share that story of getting into coaching. But he made just as big of an impact in his battle with ALS, with the non-baseball community, as he did with the massive impact he made with his players and coaches. It's just everyone just getting inspiration from watching a guy fight ALS, but then to turn it into a way to connect and motivate people, and how his priorities had shifted from everything being about baseball to number one priority was his relationship with God. Number two was his family, and then number three was baseball. And I think everybody on the planet, whether you're old or sick, athlete, non-athlete, you know, healthy, not healthy, just having that perspective of getting your priorities in order, I could certainly resonate with that. And so he had a lot of superpowers, but his ability to inspire and influence people through that fight with ALS was something that I know a lot of people will always remember about Coach LeClaire, and as well as his ability to bring a team and mold a group of guys into a tight inner circle.
Yeah, I think that's the one thing that I love hearing stories about, that he brought the guys in, and they may not have been the five-star athletes, but he brought a group of players in that learned to work hard, learned to work together. And we all think, you know, on the outside of Coach LeClaire, you know, this super nice guy, always looking out for folks, but he could be hard on you too, couldn't he?
Oh yeah, no, I'll never forget, like, him just jumping into the weight room with us, throwing 225 on bench press, repping it out 10 times like it's no big deal. You know, jumping our butts when we needed it. You know, between he and Jim Bob Faircloth and Jeff Connors, and just absolutely pushing your physical limits to the brink, but really instilling this belief that we can do anything, and the confidence that we got from pushing past our perceived limitations. There was nobody better at that, at getting a group of guys to do things that they didn't even think were possible to do physically, and then that translating into the confidence on the field to just play fearless and not back down from anyone. He had that unique power that everyone who played for him would run through a wall for him. And but no, he was not, you know, he might have a soft-spoken voice, but you know, he was definitely one of those guys that instilled a work ethic into every one of his players.
Would he have had to change in this day and age with transfer portals, NIL, or do you think he'd have stayed the same?
I think you're true to yourself, and that's what made him great. And yeah, I think coaches need to keep coaching, and if it's tough love and coaching them hard and a kid leaves your program, well, then guess what? He wasn't going to help you win anyways.
Yeah, I agree, and I think that Coach Godwin would certainly say some of the same things. How often do you get a chance to catch up with Coach in the off season?
Well, CG, myself, Nick, Chad Tracy, John Williamson, Bryant Ward, and Garrett Blackwelder are on a group chat, and we communicate probably no less than 10 times a day on our text thread. So it is every single day for years and years and years and years and years, and that Pirate connection and bond is strong as anything.
Man, that is a great group. That's a who's who as far as Pirates and everybody else as far as around the college baseball world. We're talking with Erik Bakich, head baseball coach of the Clemson Tigers. Coach, how are your Clemson Tigers going to be this spring?
Well, we'll see. Got to go out and earn it, and go out and prove it. We're taking a little bit more of a "don't talk about it, be about it" attitude, Brian, and we've had some success on the field the last 3 years. Not as much success as we've wanted, but we're not lacking anything. It's just going to be about preparation, execution, and staying healthy for us. And we know we'll be judged based on the end of the year, and so we're just going to kind of shut up and let our play do the talking this year.
When you think back to your coaching career and just skyrocketing with Michigan going to the College Baseball World Series, that great run to the finals, I mean, did you ever see that coming as a young coach when you first started out as a volunteer assistant at Clemson?
Well, I got lucky that my very first glimpse at college coaching, I jumped on a coaching staff with Jack Leggett, Tim Corbin, Kevin O'Sullivan, and that team goes 54-17, plays in the semifinals of Omaha, ranked number 1 in the country for like 14 out of 17 weeks. So you can imagine that the high bar was set. So I got really lucky to be on that staff, be in the right place at the right time. That really changed the trajectory of, my life, because I was, working at Elite Fitness, Coach Connor's place, and in personal training, and I thought I was going down that road. I was at Sports Connection with those guys there, and running group fitness classes for kids. I mean, I just it wasn't even on my radar when I got out of East Carolina with an exercise physiology degree that I would get into coaching. I knew I wanted to do what Coach LeClaire did. I just thought I was going to more do it in the fitness world. But then getting to see the other side of the curtain and getting to see Coach LeClaire's mentor and Coach Leggett, and he was tight with Coach Corbin too, and really like understanding that I was kind of part of this bigger coaching tree that Coach LeClaire was a huge part of, and Coach Leggett, and it just confirmed the belief that there's just the impact you can make on people, and this type of lifestyle and this type of opportunity is just something I was all in on and wanted to be a part of. So got lucky with that first team, but it was bigger than that. It was, kind of seeing that, I've only experienced one coaching tree, and it was a pretty powerful one.
I think in reading some of the information about Erik Bakich, some of your beliefs, I think one of the things that you've come out with, and I totally agree with, is changing the baseball schedule and making opening day the first Friday in March. And we can tell, how much snow did you guys get down there?
Not as much as you guys.
Yeah, I guess.
In his backyard. I mean, you guys got crushed. Well, we got like 4 inches over the weekend. It's mostly melted now. We dodged a bullet a little bit. I know CG said that they were shoveling snow off the tarp yesterday, and but yeah, I mean it'll melt. I mean, it's not even about the weather though, because nobody cares about competitive equity. It's not about the weather. It's if we want the sport of college baseball to really grow, then it's about money. And let's just say it and call it what it is. It's about money. And if you really want the sport to grow, then the teams in the North need to lose less money by not traveling so much early on, and the teams in the South that actually can generate attendance, like East Carolina, like Clemson, they need to not play the majority of their home games in February and March, and understand the actual attendance and all the revenue streams that come with actual attendance, like alcohol sales and concessions and merch and attendance and tickets. It's better in April and May than it is in February and March. And so it's just trying to align those things so that, college baseball can be more of at least a break even. There's some schools that'll generate money, but it's more about not losing so much money because we're a cost model collectively. There's only a handful of schools that are neutral and break even or make money. And there just needs to be more, especially those that have the potential to do so.
What do you think it would take to move that schedule?
It just takes ADs and takes leadership and takes ADs getting on board and coaches, not bitching about every little thing and resistant to change. And which is hard because, the coaching handbook, is for page 1 is always complain, and page 2 is never be satisfied, and page 3 is revert back to page 1. So it's tough for us to get out of our own way.
There you go. Erik Bakich, the head baseball coach at Clemson. All right, we promised to get you out of here in about 15 minutes. So before we let you go, you got to give us your best Cliff Godwin story. What have you got for us?
Oh, I can't repeat those on the radio, Brian. You know that. I will say some of my favorite memories involve being side by side with CG, and we have had just an incredible friendship. He's one of my best friends. All the guys on that group chat and the former teammates are, and we stay connected to this very day, and we get together all the time and plan family trips, and you just wouldn't believe how our children are friends, our wives are friends, and it's amazing the relationships you can build through sport.
It really is, and that's a great group you went over. Please tell Coach Schnabel that we said hello, because he was awesome as well when he was at East Carolina. I know he's your right-hand man down at Clemson, and best of luck to those Clemson Tigers this year, Erik. Thanks so much for joining us, and hope we can see you down the line.
You got it. Thank you, Brian. Talk soon.
All right. Appreciate it. That is Erik Bakich, head baseball coach of the Clemson Tigers, played at East Carolina from 99 to 2000, hit .315, 85 ribbies, and 14 home runs as a Pirate, and he'll always be a Pirate, but he's the head coach of the Clemson Tigers. We'll take a break right now. Coming up next live in the studio is the big guy, Matt Maloney, assistant AD, major gifts at East Carolina, announced his retirement last week after 36 years at East Carolina. We'll go down memory lane with the original big guy after this.
Enjoy the warm air circulating moments after you turn up the heat. Precise control of cooking temperatures. Enough hot water on demand for everyone's shower. The instant glow of warmth when you turn on your fireplace or fire pit. Never having to change a gas tank on your outdoor grill. Experience the affordable luxury of natural gas. Find out more at GUC.com.
At Tiebreakers, we pride ourselves on serving
big, juicy wings.
I'm talking
big and juicy.
Our chickens are the same ones that kick sand in the other chickens' faces. If our chickens played football, they'd be linebackers. The competition's chickens, they'd be
skinny little kickers.
Trade those kickers in for linebackers. Join us today for
big, juicy wings.
All season long at Tiebreakers.
Tiebreakers, with 2 locations in Greenville and on Railroad Street in Winterville.
Phelps Chevrolet is the dealer to see for a car or a truck or an SUV. The best service and quality. That's the Phelps guarantee. Phelps Chevrolet, the name you can trust. Phelps Chevrolet, you can count on us. The name you can depend on. Phelps Chevrolet.
Get you one.
Are you looking to purchase a new home, or are you considering refinancing your current mortgage? This is Talbot Green at Integrity Home Mortgage. We offer a wide variety of loan programs to help get you pre-approved. Our team of Talbot Green, Braxton Green, and Joanne Weir has over 50 years of experience and is committed to providing you with superior customer service you deserve. To get started, call me, Talbot Green, 714-2076.
Talbot Green, NMLS 120331. For informational purposes only. Integrity Home Mortgage Corporation is an equal housing lender. NMLS 208516.
Greenville Motor Company has proudly served Greenville for over 40 years. Driven by service, powered by trust, locally owned and operated by Tommy and Brian Cook and the Cook family. When you're looking for your next ride, choose from a huge selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs, domestic or import. If they don't have exactly what you want, they'll locate it for you. From your very first car to that luxury automobile you've always dreamed of, it's Greenville Motor Company, 1000 Southwest Greenville Boulevard, driveherenow.com. Driven by service, powered by trust, Greenville Motor Company.
Transform your home and make a fresh start in 2026 from Bostic Sugg Furniture. Right now, during our New Year New Comfort event, save up to 70% off clearance furniture store-wide. We're clearing out a wide selection of Lazy Boy, Bassett, Maven, and Kincaid, all at incredible clearance savings up to 70% off. Enjoy healthful sleep with a free motion base upgrade with mattress purchase during the New Year New Comfort event, going on now at Bostic Sugg Furniture.
This is Jacob Jenkins Cowart, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to The Brian Bailey Show, powered by Greenville Utilities. Community owned, community powered. Now, back to the show.
All right, welcome back to the show. Once again, I want to thank Erik Bakich, head baseball coach at Clemson, the former Pirate, for being on in our first half hour. That was a great, I could have talked to him all day for sure. Matt Maloney's live in the studio. How about that? I tell you, I said it on the coaches show this week. I said if I had $1 for every time Matt Maloney has come up to me and said, "Hey, big guy," I could retire. So, I mean, that's the original catchphrase. So you got to tell us, who was the very first person that you called big guy? Do you remember? All right, get in that microphone and tell us.
Gary Alford.
Gary Alford was the very first, the late Gary Alford. King Sandwich, Gary Alford, right?
Absolutely. He used to feed me on my first salary when I first got here in 1990. Really wasn't making too much, and I was,
What are you making, about 12?
Yeah, probably so. So Gary and Susie would feed me. That was the best hamburgers and and the coldest beverages, in Greenville.
It's funny you say that because the other day, my daughter sent me a picture, and it was her holding Rhino as a baby underneath the King Sandwich sign that said "Congratulations." And it had Ryan Blake Bailey and his weight and everything. And Gary was great about stuff like that too. But that's a great throwback picture. So Gary Alford's the very first. The other question I really wanted to start with is, how many times a day do you say big guy? Seriously, it's got to be in the hundreds.
Probably so.
I mean,
especially like game day.
Game day. It's got to be in the thousands.
Probably. You're right.
When you're floating around.
You're right, big guy.
Yeah. See, there you go. The big guy, the original big guy, Matt Maloney. 36 years. Can you believe that it's gone by like that?
No, and it's amazing. What just a great. I'm just so blessed to have the opportunity to come to Greenville and work at East Carolina University. It's been a privilege and a pleasure. And you're probably one of the first people I met, and we had some lunches down at King Sandwich.
Oh, I'm sure.
But people like you, big guy, you're such a wonderful person. You've done so much for this community. You get it. You know what it's like to live in Greenville, Eastern North Carolina, and what it takes, and what you've done for our Pirates. And it's, good people like you and others have kept me here for so long. And why go somewhere else when you love it? And, maybe in our career I could have looked at moving on somewhere else, but I said, you know what? No, this is my home.
Yeah, and what you say is very true, because I looked at the same deal with my children coming up, and I kept thinking, like, do I want to go somewhere for $10,000 more when I've got this place that, with baseball so big and sports so big? And the reason I've stayed here so long is because sports matters. And I think that's why Pirate Radio has made it like they have, because sports matters. If sports didn't matter around here, none of us would be around. And I think the same thing with you.
Well, you are a great talent in this business, but you chose to stay here. And you're a legend here, though. You know that. I mean, you talk to people. Well,
that's old.
Big guy, we're, I would say the staff last week, when they said, yeah, we'll keep this old man around, you ought to see the staff try to teach me things, and we have an unbelievable Pirate Club staff, number one. I love them, and they're my family. But they certainly have helped me, and through the adjustments of, recent things, and also, but I do still have the oldest computer in the athletic department.
I believe that. Funny you said, Jim Woods used to have a typewriter on his desk at Channel 9, and that thing should be in the Smithsonian, because that's old school stuff. But when you decided you're retiring, but you're still going to be around. That's the big thing.
Yeah, I am. I tell you what, I really, I get a little choked up. Brian and John and the Chancellor gave me an opportunity to come back in another position, 6 months from now. You do have to take some time.
You have to do
off.
the 6 month deal,
and it'll be let's say a special assistant to the big guy Ryan Robinson. So it just won't be, Brian, won't be 7 days a week, and
right.
It's just, maybe it's just me, but I just felt I needed to be at every single event, and because I love, next thing you know, you're at every football game, you're at every basketball game, you're at every baseball game, watching that, watching all our wonderful programs. But gosh, I had the opportunity to be with our Pirates and develop relationships and friendships, and man, it wasn't work. It was a privilege and a pleasure.
Yeah. Yeah. And I know, retirement's coming for all of us. I try to put it out of my head, but it's coming at some point. Somewhere they're going to just ask me to, step out of the building. But they haven't done it yet, so that's good. But as far as retirement plans, do you have anything that, how are you going to be that first morning when you don't have to be at work at 9 o'clock? I always think about that.
Well, I've thought about it. Actually, I woke up last night probably about 3 o'clock, and I couldn't sleep for 2 hours because I was thinking about it. But, big guy, you know what though? I love to work out. I love to swim. I love to run, and and I'm gonna have Coach Williams and Catherine and Cato try to give me a triple golf lesson to help me out a little bit there, with my golf. But I'll find. Listen, it will keep busy, but it's simply it'll be just a little different. And then when we go to Omaha this year, I'm certainly going to sneak on that plane.
Heck yeah. We'll be on that plane to Omaha. I think Erik Bakich said it best, man. He said, we want Clemson there. We want East Carolina there. We want UCLA there. That would be incredible. And they all have programs that could do it.
No question.
Yeah.
About that. And they're all, the reason why?
That's right.
Because of what Keith Leclaire and Coach O, all the way down to all our coaches established, and what Cliff has done. Cliff is absolutely the best baseball coach in America. His passion, he gets it. He's a Pirate. But then you just reflected on, look at Erik Bakich coaching Clemson, and what B-Dub did. He's at UCLA.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
It is.
I mean, it's Clayton. I just keep on going on. But College World Series wise, absolutely.
Nick Schnabel right there at Clemson is Erik Bakich's right-hand man. And Schnabel could he's kind of like Jeff Palumbo. He could get a head job if he wanted it. I mean, they're great assistant coaches, and they help out the head coach more than many of us probably even understand. But, I think it would be just incredible if that all could work out. But a lot of baseball to be played before that. Clemson opens up with Army. I meant to mention that. East Carolina has Xavier coming to town a week from this Friday. Can you believe that? Now, the banquet for East Carolina got iced out 2 weeks ago when really we could have had the banquet because it didn't really get here at the time it was supposed to, but we couldn't. I'm glad they didn't schedule for this week because we couldn't have had it this week because 15 inches of snow came, but we do have it scheduled for Saturday, and last I saw for the weather forecast, it looks good. I've been working with Franny on the script and that kind of thing. So I'll get a chance to MC that again. That'll be a lot of fun. And that's, that kind of shows you the bottom line of what Pirate baseball is about. That banquet, Cliff does such a good job of organizing that thing and knowing what he wants to say and knowing what he wants me to say and what he wants, the whole thing, how he wants it to come about. And it's really, if you've never been before and you're getting a chance to go for the first time, it's really a treat.
Oh, it's you MC it, always fun.
I like doing that.
What do we have, 700 people? And
that's a little intimidating when you walk up there, too. I can be on TV every night, but you walk up and you look around, there's 700 people out looking at you, and you're like, well, we don't want to blow this now, do we?
Well, you're a pro, and, also, Fran, just what it takes to put that on.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Macy is absolutely amazing. Her and Franny, Macy's over in the office right now getting ready, getting this thing going. But you got 700 people. Look at all the logistics you have to do to put this thing together.
Oh, yeah.
But we also have McCall's catering, so they do.
Yeah, they'll do a nice job with the food, and that'll be good. It's always a good time this Saturday to kind of kick off the East Carolina Pirate baseball season. Hopefully, it'll be a little warmer on February the 13th for that weekend series with Xavier. But I really liked. I read some stuff that Erik Bakich had come out with changing the baseball schedule, and I think it's a great idea if you could work all the logistics out. That's because he's right, especially the northern schools. They don't have a chance, really. They've got to come south and play. And in the East Carolinas of the world, the Clemsons of the world, they play all their home games early. And a lot of times, East Carolina could have a big crowd at a game. But if it's that cold, I'm telling you, a lot of people aren't coming out.
Especially. But our Pirates find a way.
They find a way, and they do a good job. Now they usually get a good group that are there. But still, they would have many, many more people, and that's many more beers sold, and many, concessions and parking and everything. I mean, just when it's warmer and there's nothing. The two things I like the best: a warm day at Clark LeClaire Stadium in May, and tailgating and East Carolina football anytime, unless the weather's really bad. But those are just magical days in Greenville and East Carolina. And you've seen a bunch of them, haven't you?
We certainly have together. Yeah. You reflect on that. This is really neat too. But before I lose my track, I do want to thank Bryant Ward and family, the Ward family. They another thing, they contribute back. So does Nick and Eric. They contribute back. But it's number one, they're Pirates. I sincerely appreciate their Pirate Club guests and what Cliff set the example again on that front. But that's just, I would want to give them a thank you for what they've done for us. But yeah, big guy, how about our atmosphere? That I can reflect you and I, especially you and I together on so many different Pirate events. But that Texas.
Oh, man, Kyle, that brings tears to my eyes almost. Man, that atmosphere, just the buzz around town and just everything that went on, that first game and the victory, and then you're doing, in my business, we're doing the post game and we're putting our stuff together for the newscast and knowing that, the next day could be absolutely the greatest day in Pirate baseball history. And we thought for, 6-7 innings that it was going to be. But Texas is a really, really good team, and that's what happens. But what an atmosphere. Pirate fans were out in force. I'm not sure if everybody had a ticket. Somehow they got in. I think people were looking the other way and letting them go in the jungle. But it was crazy, just the atmosphere and everything that went on for that Super Regional. Yeah, that was neat.
Best in the country.
Well, it was
most passionate fan base.
It was really, really good. What about other things you remember the most? What are some of your favorite things that you've had a chance to go to and just when did you arrive? 1990? Did I have that in my notes? 1990.
You're 100%. Yeah, 1990.
You were from South Carolina, swam at South Carolina, and then you got the job in 1990. I think 1990 rather. Jimmy Bass made the call. Jimmy Bass. Yeah.
Great one.
Yeah, he's a great one, all right. And you worked under Dave Hart. I mean, you worked under some of the guys that I remember when Jeff Charles was hired as the voice of the Pirates, I was in the top 3 and I hadn't done any play-by-play, but I really wanted to get a shot because I knew I loved it here, and I thought, so Dave Hart interviewed me, and I thought I did pretty well. And I remember one of my buddies, John Altoff. Remember John Altoff? Of course. Yeah. He comes in and he goes, "Hey, man, you did great in your interview." I said, "Really?" He goes, "Yeah, but you're not going to get the job." I was like, "What are you talking about?" He said, "There's a guy, Jeff Charles, that he's really good. He's from Virginia Tech, but he's really good. He's going to get the job. But you did good. You did well in your interview." And I thought, and then when I met Jeff and I listened to him, and I thought, yeah, he's here, and old Brian Bailey's down here somewhere play-by-play. He was great, and we miss him every single day, don't we?
Every day. You know what? I still have him in my phone. I still have the voice in my phone. He and I basically talked every day, and as you know, he's like a brother to all of us.
Yeah.
And we had some great voice stories, man. There's a classic one Shirley just brought up. But see, I'll give Dave. Dave hired good people.
Yeah, he did.
And that's what a key was getting. And many others before, of course, led the groundwork. But what Dave did, and then hiring, he hired Dennis Young, he hired the voice, he hired. I'm giving many people. It's too many, and the coaches he hired. It's just amazing. And so that was a talent Dave had. He hired the voice.
Yeah, he did, man. It was a great hire, and he turned out to be, the way he came in and really just, I don't know. There was just something different when you listen to a game with Jeff Charles. It was just something different, and you knew he was going to have his notes ready. You knew everything was going to be, right there. And in fact, when he did the coaching show for years, and then something through his retirement, he decided that he wasn't going to be able to do that anymore, so he asked me if I would do it, and I told him I'd only do it if it was okay with him, because I got a real thing about that, respecting somebody else's job. And he's I think that'd be great. So we traded it off like that, and it's been a godsend for me. But I miss that guy all the time. What about other things? About the Peach Bowl? Everybody thinks back to the Peach Bowl. Man, that was a week in Atlanta, wasn't
it? Incredible, because when we were so well, we had some studs on that team.
Man.
Just players, our coaching staff. But how about our fans? that just shows you that put us where, it really set some things up for many future Pirate, victories ahead. But that Peach Bowl, certainly the unbelievable plays. There's no doubt. I can several plays. No question. Hunter's touchdown at the end of the first half.
Yeah.
And then,
Hunter Gallimore.
that was huge right at the end.
Yeah, it really was.
But legend, and we just a team effort, the defensive stands to, of course, Luke's when he drugged that defensive back from State over the goal line.
Yeah. I still look at that picture as it hangs, and I know where I'm standing on the sideline. I was just out of frame. What would have been if I could have been right there in the frame? But I was just out of the frame. And I thought, man, what a and I can still hear Jeff's call at the end. They're going to try a field goal, and just as he went into detail with that. But man, lots of memories. We've got many more memories coming up. We'll take a commercial break right now. Matt Maloney, the original big guy, is live in the studio after announcing his retirement. Back with more on this edition of the Brian Bailey Show for you right after this.
It's bow time. Hurry into Bojangles for 2 scratch-made sizzling sausage biscuits for just $4. 1 bite and you'll want breakfast for dinner. Good thing we serve breakfast all day, every day. But this isn't just breakfast. It's 2 for $4. So you can get 2 savory sausages on fluffy buttermilk biscuits. Biscuits made the right way, by hand. Oh yeah, did we mention they're never frozen? Well, you're probably hungry now, so hurry over to Bojangles, because this 2 for $4 deal won't last forever. It's bow time.
East Coast Grading and Utilities is your source for clearing, hauling dirt, and concrete work. East Coast Grading and Utilities handles all sewer and water issues as well.
I'm David Bond. Whether putting in a new subdivision or helping you with any and all of your drainage problems, I can get the job done. Call me at 531-7494.
No job is too big or too small. East Coast Grading and Utilities. Friends helping friends. 531-7494 for East Coast Grading and Utilities.
The convenience of Pitt Greenville Airport is waiting just outside your front door. Service is back, so you're connected to destinations worldwide through flights from American Airlines. Plan your next trip. Book your flights today at flypgv.com or aa.com.
Good news, business travelers. PGV and American Airlines has added a new early morning flight available now. Book today at aa.com and be on time for that connection in Charlotte. Fast, convenient, and close to home, PGV has American flights perfect for your next trip. PGV, where the Pirates fly.
UBE and PireWare.com are proud to offer the Pirate Nation its largest inventory of ECU merchandise and tailgate supplies ever. UBE has the best prices in town, so that makes UBE your one-stop shop for all things ECU. UBE does daily restocks of Champion, Adidas, and Under Armour. Don't forget to bring your young Pirates to plunder the Crow's Nest, which is the only kids store dedicated to ECU. Plenty of free parking in downtown Greenville. Visit them online at PirateWare.com. Go Pirates!
When it comes to building or remodeling your home, every detail matters. Hi, this is Kathy Herring with KDL Construction, and we believe great design begins with careful planning and ends with flawless execution. With open communication and a true partnership mindset, we guide you through every step, turning your vision into reality. Our goal, to deliver more than a building project. We create an experience that is seamless, stress-free, and inspiring. Visit KDLConstructionLLC.com to start your transformation today. KDL Construction, your vision, our craft.
This is Caleb Reynolds, lead minister at Eastern Pines Church, and I'd love to invite you to join us this Sunday at 9 and 10:30 at 3380 Portertown Road in Greenville. At Eastern Pines Church, you'll find real people, uplifting worship, and a place where your family can grow in your faith. Come see what God is doing right here in Greenville. We'd love to welcome you home at Eastern Pines Church. Visit easternpineschurch.com for more information.
Church services brought to you by S&K Trapping, East Coast Grading, Gregory Pool, Driven Details, East Coast Access, Cardinal Lock and Key, and rentafishtank.com.
You know what it is. This is your man, Peter Pablo. Once again, back is the Incredible, and this is Pirate Radio, and this is the voice of the Pirate Nation. And you know how it goes down when the pirates are in town. Shut down.
You're listening to The Brian Bailey Show, powered by Greenville Utilities. Community-owned utilities mean local control, low rates, and high reliability. Now, back to the show.
All right, welcome back to our show. On our YouTube page, you can leave a comment for Matt Maloney, and our good friend Kenny Curlings did. He says, thank you for all you've done for East Carolina and the Pirate Nation. He says, if you go to AI and ask what is a true East Carolina pirate, it will show a picture of you, sir. How about that? Yeah. I think it'll show something different. I I did an AI thing the other day, and I thought, oh my goodness, that didn't turn out so well. So, and Kenny also says you should write a book about the big guy, A Pirate's Life. That's a great title for the book. Big guy.
Thank you, Kenny.
The Pirate's Life. Any questions or comments, you can get on our YouTube page, and you can certainly ask them or make a comment. We'll pass it along to Matt Maloney, the original big guy. 36 years at East Carolina, announcing his retirement. But as we said, it's a retirement. He's going to skip out 6 months and then be back as in a different role. And that's probably a good role for you when you get to be 90 like you. You gotta slow down a little bit.
You must have been talking to Drew Steele because he told me I was 90.
Did he tell you that? That's another one. Drew Steele. He's a legend, too. Yeah.
Oh, I know. Brian Bailey, Drew Steele. I'm in rookie ball compared to y'all.
Yeah, I hear you. But you'll be able to do some things once you get through the 6-month process, right?
Absolutely. I do give our incredible, with Ryan and John and others that allowed me the opportunity to come back, let's say as a special assistant executive director. I mean, sometimes our colleagues in our business might not have that opportunity, but now I'll get to come in and probably don't have to go to every staff meeting. I don't have to be there, 7 days a week.
Right.
And I'll come in and work game day and whatever my awesome team needs me to do. To always want to move the Pirates forward every day. You come in with great passion, and you just do it every day. You try to do something that makes the Pirates better. And as long as I can do that in that role, I want to continue to do that. And I'm absolutely blessed and absolutely, I'm so fortunate, big guy.
Yeah, it's kind of like Rajay Harris with the 1% deal. He tweeted out every day trying to get through rehab and everything. Just get 1% better. If you can make the Pirates 1% better every day, then you certainly can do that as far as retirement goes. Now, let's talk about, and you brought it up a little while ago, part of your job is doing stuff outside of East Carolina. One of the things that you do that I'm involved with a little bit, but it's the annual party, the annual pool party at Brook Valley for the Special Olympians. And I'm not sure how many years I've done it with you, how many years you've done it total, but it's become a tradition because it's hotter than Hades on that day in August. How many years have you done it? Do you know?
Well, big guy, you had your hair was not white when you first started.
You're right about that. My hair was dark brown. My hair was dark brown when I started working. We started doing the sports live at 5 and 6, and then having the Special Olympians on and stuff. And but it means a whole lot to those folks, doesn't it?
Well, having you there doing it live, and again, that goes back to you and your love for this community. Our special needs citizens and friends are just amazing. They do so much for this community. It's something to give back to them. Well, they sure do love getting on your show and your interview, and then it just shows you our great community. And even though it's 110 degrees, and you're interviewing, and we always have our student athletes come out there too.
We do. Yeah, East Carolina has some student athletes come out, and they do a great job as well. And one of the greatest stories of that event, we can't give out a name, but one of our Special Olympians decided they didn't like their bathing suit being wet, so he stripped down to nothing. He was in his birthday suit. And that was they were yelling, Bailey, Bailey. And I was like, what do you want me to do? This is Matt's deal.
Yeah, Ashley comes over to Brian and goes, Brian, do something about it.
Ashley was crazy.
Weird. And you and I were looking at you. Did that just happen?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Billy goes, I just got hot. I just had to decide to take
Told you we couldn't
off.
do names, and you just threw it out there. Sorry. That's all right.
No.
Nobody heard it.
No, nobody.
No, but most people that know anything about that community knows probably who it was. But, yeah, he said he got hot, didn't like that wet on his bathing suit. He just took it off. And, yeah, that was one of the great moments in the history of the Special Olympic pool party at Brook Valley, led by the great Matt Maloney. That was a lot of fun. Some of the other things, Special Olympics, the games themselves, every year, East Carolina sends out a bunch of athletes. You guys are usually out there. That means a whole lot to a lot of folks, too.
That's our wonderful community, and you have to be out there emceeing that, and and our student athletes back, when I started here again, 90, especially now, all the community events they attend, and they're heroes out there.
Yeah.
And they, this is, again, you go back, that is a huge part of Greenville. We got a great community that supports things. And that our Special Olympians are good. Or they're our friends, Brian. And that's, you and I are passionate about that.
Oh yeah, and all the schools bring the athlete. They've actually in Pitt County the last 3 or 4 years. I think we go 2 days. So the young kids go early, and then the older Special Olympics go next. And through Bella, my stepdaughter, we've been able, like in the ECBL, the Exceptional Community Baseball League, we have younger teams, like Little League, and then we have older kids that get a chance to play, and that's been a whole lot. But I know you've had a whole lot to do with that, and just everything that East Carolina is involved with. I don't think everybody understands that the student. All we hear right now is NIL and transfer portal, and it's gotten to be where a guy like Coach Schwartz says, you have to embrace it. But I mean, it's tough because these kids come in, Pirate fans spend their hard-earned money to go to a game to cheer for these guys, and then, they up and leave. I thought one of the great stories of East Carolina athletics since I've been here was the story of Blake Harrell. 2 stories with Blake Harrell. The way he got the job was unbelievable because his chances of getting that head coaching job were 0 when he took over as interim. You just can't. It just doesn't happen usually. But he turned things around so quickly and got people believing in him. And then he goes and beats NC State in the bowl game. And then the next year, my second story with Coach Harrell, he goes to the Military Bowl again. This time he's lost his offensive coordinator, his defensive coordinator, his quarterback, his running back, is one of his wide receivers that's key. He lost everybody. And I really thought, this is not going to be good for East Carolina. I feel bad for Blake because he didn't blink. He went out there, and those kids played their tails off in that game and just beat a Pitt Panther team that I thought was pretty good. I watched them play in the middle of the season. They could have played for the ACC championship. They stumbled a couple of times late, but they were really good. But East Carolina just beat them. So that to me, those are 2 Blake Harrell stories that are just, when he goes to a Power 4 school, which, I don't know if it's going to happen tomorrow, but it's probably going to happen sometime because he's that good of a coach, isn't he?
He's an amazing person, too. You know what? I saw him out there yesterday. He was shoveling the sidewalk for his student athletes to make sure they were safe. And just, he's out there doing it himself. Yeah. But what he does, he'll come up to our office. He is so good to everybody. He and John and Ryan and JJ and our administrator have a really good relationship. They communicate. But also, too, he treats everybody. But he goes to that culture, big guy. Those 2 wins we had we're back-to-back Military Bowl champions against ACC schools.
Right.
And we beat them physically.
Yep.
And then Rogers run to.
Well, you think back to the State game, beat them up for 2.5, 3 quarters, and then State got hot, boom, boom, and you think, well, they played well, and then Roger, I'll never forget that call because I thought, why are you running the ball? Oh, run it, and he just went, 86 yards for the touchdown. Yeah, that was truly remarkable. And then the Pittsburgh game, I mean, that defensive line, man, they were relentless. They just pinned their ears back, and they were after that quarterback all afternoon long, and they went after it, and it was really, just 2, just the 2 Military Bowls were just really fascinating how East Carolina played in those games. And you know yourself, some teams don't play well in bowl games. East Carolina has had some teams that didn't play all that. There was just something missing. But they've had teams that did play well in bowl games, like the Peach Bowl and that kind of thing. The one Liberty Bowl I think it was the second one in the first set of 2s, wasn't it? Yeah, when they beat Stanford 1913, lost to Illinois 30-0 year before, but and then they lost the 2 that were skipped. They should have won both of those. But then they won the Hawaii Bowl, beat Boise State. Now, that Hawaii Bowl has got to go down in your memories. That's got to be one of the greatest weeks of your life, wasn't it?
Do you remember I helped you carry the equipment down the beach? We were going you had to do a show.
Oh, yeah.
So Laura and I guess we had, some Pirates walking with us.
I think,
You're doing it, either taping or doing some, you're going to have to go do a show. And it was probably the beach party we're going to.
It was at the luau. Yeah, it was that thing. Yeah, so you were carrying some of the equipment. point because we had to do a half-hour special that we sold, and that's how I got to go on the trip. So I had to do a good job with it, but I was by myself. So I didn't have a photographer, so you had to set the camera up. Then you had to look through the viewfinder to make sure you were in the right spot. And the sun, and I got lucky as all because the sun was coming down, and it was beautiful. It was a beautiful shot. I got really lucky, very lucky. And they all just, they put Kevin O'Brien, the late Kevin O'Brien, was back at the station, and he put it all together for us, and it turned out really, really good. But that was a wonderful week for Pirate Nation, wasn't it? The ones that got to go to the bowl game.
Big guy, unbelievable. That walk down the beach, and I'll never forget this. We had Grant and Brenda Jarman, who actually just celebrated their 52nd anniversary yesterday, and then Walden Marie, Dennis and Ellen, probably Mark and Sherry and Logan at that time. We're all climbing up Diamond Head.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Walter was determined. I mean, there's one little part I don't know if he and Marie can make, but you know what? They made it through this little turnaround underneath you had to go small little cave. He did it.
Yeah. I almost turned into Winnie the Pooh. I almost didn't get through that little spot. I thought I was going to get stuck. They were going to have to bring grease out to get me through that hole. But I got through. I kept looking at it. I was like, man, this butt is not going through that thing. But somehow we did. What great memories that was. Man, the Hawaii Bowl. Wow. That's some good stuff now. Whew. But bowl games are always the most fun because it kind of, goes through your season, and then and some bowl games aren't as good as, I think another bowl I thought was great was the New Orleans Bowl. I really thought that they would spend all their money on the Sugar Bowl and not worry about because the New Orleans Bowl was like the 15th or 16th of December, and then the Sugar Bowl obviously was around January 1st. But they did a great job with that. And the Beef O'Brady's Bowl. I remember Billy Weaver was getting on me because I did a story on what Beef O'Brady's was because nobody here knew. It was a sports bar, but nobody here knew about it. But he thought that was the dumbest thing you could ever do. But that's why I'm still in the business and he's not.
Yeah, big guy. You had to make sure the wing. You got to talk about their wings. Like that was like a.
Yeah, they're world famous down in Florida. Yeah, there you go, Weave. Yeah, there you go. But yeah, he got on my butt hard about the story on Beef O'Brady's. All right, we'll take a final commercial break. We'll come back, and then we got some more notes to go over here on our YouTube live page. Matt Maloney, our guest, back to wrap up this edition of the Brian Bailey Show after this.
Play it again, sport. Buy, sell, trade. Great deals never felt so good. So good, so good, so good. I saved a bunch of cash. Buy, sell, trade. Using my gear like I never knew I could. Play It Again Sports. Buying and selling new and used sporting and fitness equipment for over 27 years right here in Greenville. Located on Greenville Boulevard across from the Nissan dealership.
Avast Pirates, it's Lindsay Gray with Carolina Caliber. 2026 has set sail and a new year means new gear. Take advantage of our end-of-year markdowns. You'll find major deals all throughout the store through the month of January. And don't forget, January means out with the old and in with the new. Loyal and bold, we'll buy your guns and gold. Start your year smart by trading treasures with us. Shop online or stop by Carolina Caliber on Fire Tower Road in Winterville. It's a time-honored tradition.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Danny Beal, and the best place to go for custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items is University Sportswear. University Sportswear was easy to work with when I needed my custom t-shirts. From start to finish, University Sportswear provided superior customer service and a quality product that cannot be beat. If your business, organization, or event needs t-shirts or promotional help, then you need University Sportswear. Visit universitysportswearenc.com for contact information. Go Pirates!
Hi, I'm sure you heard the bells and whistles next door. We're just securing your neighbor's house with the smart home features like cameras and security.
I'm sorry, who are you?
Oh, hi, yes, I'm Mike with SCI Technologies. You know, Eastern North Carolina's premier security provider. We do fire alarm, audio, video, and security.
Oh, how can you help me?
Give us a call, 252-321-7006 for a complimentary quote, or you can email us at info@sciteks.com.
Have you ever seen those exotic aquariums like the guys do in Las Vegas on television? You ever thought about having one of these aquariums in your business? It's more affordable than you think. This is Hal Pruitt with rentafishtank.com. We can make having an aquarium in your business turnkey with no work, cleaning, or hassles for you. Rentafishtank.com creates a relaxing atmosphere and keeps children occupied. Rentafishtank.com already services many dental, pediatric, and doctor offices, plus hospitals and senior living centers. Check us out at rentafishtank.com.
Revolutionize off-roading for everyone with the all-new Ridge Cruise side-by-side. A 4-cylinder engine delivers all the power your team needs to move heavy cargo or ride recreationally on challenging terrain. A fully enclosed cab with 2-row space, and HVAC keeps the crew comfortable in every season. Command peak premium performance together. Ron Ayers Motorsports, Highway 11, north of the airport in Greenville.
Ahoy, Pirate Nation. This is Lady Pirate Marissa, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to The Brian Bailey Show, powered by Greenville Utilities, working for our community, not for shareholders. Now, back to the show.
All right, welcome back to our show. Jerry Vick writes in, I want to thank Matt for all he's done for East Carolina. He says he was a student assistant in sports information back in the 90s, and you treated him with the same respect as you would treat the athletic director. And later on, he said he brought his family by and really appreciated that you made him feel very, very special. And that's really what it's all about. I mean, if you can make somebody's day, make one person's day every day of your life, you've done something, haven't you?
Well, absolutely, big guy. That's what we're here to do. And but look at Jerry. Jerry was in it. I remember that. But everybody's on the same team. That's the Pirates. We flourish when we work together as a team. No, in anything. And that's what reflecting back. You treat everybody plays their role and extremely important.
When you look back at your career, is there anything you would have changed at all?
No, big guy. That's a good question. No, because I think to have the great passion that I try to come in with every day, and the tremendous energy and the positive attitude I tried to portray. But I just was with good people since 1990 all the way to now. I've had tremendous teammates, and our donors they're not donors, they're our friends, and just I just cherish the relationships and cherish the amazing times, like you mentioned, sharing Hawaii. I spent a whole week in Hawaii. And then the tremendous bowl game we just went through, and to have that experience. And I told Blake the other day that I said, big guy, really my last 2 official games. Of course, we beat Memphis at home, and then to win that last bowl game. And I said, that's not a bad way to kind of officially go out, even though back in other capacity. I said, that's pretty memorable right there.
It really was. That Memphis game was something else. And then the bowl game, as we've talked about. But as you said, you're going to take 6 months off, and you're going to come back in a different role. And I know everybody wants to see you and see you at the games and that kind of thing. What do you think the future of the Pirate Club is with all the NILs going on now? And to me, I've always been amazed that East Carolina can do the things that they do, because every time something happens, cost of attendance and this and that, and they add different things to it. And Pirates, they don't blink. They just go right back to work, and they raise the money they need to raise. And I'm really, the NIL, I think from what I've heard, Pirates are in pretty good shape.
Well, that's us, Brian. Every time we've had a capital campaign to build facilities or endowments or the annual fund, and now the revenue share part of it. No, I absolutely think the Pirates, we have an amazing fan base, a very, very passionate fan base, and everybody, doesn't matter if somebody gave $100 to it or whatever, we always come through. That is a absolute fact. We are looked upon as one of the best fundraising organizations in the country, because of our team. And we got great leadership across the board with Chancellor, John, Ryan, our amazing team, JJ. So when you have good people in place, but you got to have great donors and great friends, and they rise to the occasion every single time.
Yeah, and I know it's tough for some of them because, there are only a few that can, give and give and give and give some more. But the ones that can, they do. They give, and give some more.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And it's really just, it says a whole lot about East Carolina and what people think about the Pirate Nation and about what Pirate Athletics. And what, sometimes I think about this, what would Greenville, North Carolina be without East Carolina? It's just, man, it would be wouldn't even be close. I mean, what in the world would it be? Because everybody that you think about, and I think somebody joked about it, and sometimes they call it Purpleville, but you almost, instead of Greenville, it should be Purpleville because of the impact that East Carolina has made on this great city. It's a great city. Mayor P.J. Connolly does a great job. I enjoyed reading his Facebook posts about, hey, this road's not doing what it's not as cleared off as it should be. Let's get these guys back over here. I thought that was classic. I mean, get them going, Mayor. Get them out there. But it's a great city, but man, it is enhanced by East Carolina, isn't it?
Absolutely. Man, that's again that you talk, Mayor. He did a great job on the national news. He was on one national.
Oh, he did a great job on that too. Yeah,
amazing job. Yeah. And so that's what I mean. We just have. It's hard to describe this community, Greenville, Eastern North Carolina. It's the amazing people we have here, and that's you and I we're just extremely blessed to be a part of this great community.
Certainly are. Enjoy your retirement for those 6 months, and then get on back out there and do what Matt Maloney does, and find you another big guy.
Thank you, big guy. I appreciate your time.
You got to close it out with that. All right, that's our show for this week. Next week we'll be talking Pirate baseball. Not sure with whom, but we will talk Pirate baseball. East Carolina opens up the 2026 baseball season a week from Friday. If you're going to the baseball banquet on Saturday, we'll see you there, or we'll see you back here next week on The Brian Bailey Show.
This has been The Brian Bailey Show, powered by Greenville Utilities, and also brought to you by
Bojangles, Bostic Sugg, Michelob Ultra, East Coast Grading, DriveHereNow.com, Greenville Utilities, Papa John's, Pepsi, Taft and Hagler, The Rick House, and Tiebreakers.
Join us next week for another edition of The Brian Bailey Show, right here on Pirate Radio. This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington.